Hello, is this the exterminator? I believe you're the guy to speak to if you have a bit of a rodent problem. What is your experience with dealing with rats that have guns? No, guns. Hello? Hello? Yeah, it seems about right. Hello, my name is Ben Mudge. Welcome back to the More Warhammer channel, or if this is your first time stopping by, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, why don't you? And hit that like button too whilst you're there. I have been sent a lot of models and I'm going to show you all of them right here. So let's show you some rats, shall we? So first of all, we have Warplock Galvanier, the Arch Warlock, Kritok Fileblade, the Doom Flayers, Brood Terror, Warp Spark Weapon Battery, Globadiers, Stormfiends, the Warp Grinder. Last but not least, we have Visic, Prophet of the Horned Rat. Now, I'm not going to do my typical box to board challenge with this because honestly, I don't have time. And I have promised my friends that if I can get this video up in time, I'm going to jump on Space Marine 2. Sure, a few of you who are watching this are probably going to get it too. So the goal is get one of these, potentially two of these boxes done, painted and ready for the pre-order on Saturday. This Saturday. It's Monday today. Pre-order comes out on Saturday, 10 a.m. Let's do it, shall we? But before we do that, before we pick which models I'm going to paint for this video, let's have a little bit of a deep dive into each of these models, because honestly, this range was one that I wasn't really super hyped about, but once I started seeing the model sculpts come through, whew, that changed quite a bit. So let's have a little breakdown of all these models, shall we? Whoa, nearly fell off my chair. I didn't know, that's all that matters. All right, so we're gonna go through each of these boxes and just have a little bit of a brief chat about them all, because there is a lot of releases in this release slate. I'm literally just grabbing them from the pile here. There's not gonna be any order to this. I'm just gonna talk about them and just give you my honest thoughts on what the actual models look like and my excitement level for painting them up. So first of all, we have the Acolyte Globadiers. Very, very nice models. I feel like these did exist before. Pretty sure they did. One of the things about this box that makes me a little bit more excited to paint it up than the others is the fact there's only 5 models. It's nice working with smaller groups of models. They look like they'd be quite a lot of fun to paint. They're not top of my list for things to paint in this pile here, but they're up there. I'm gonna give that a 3.5 out of 5 in terms of how much I'm excited to paint it. Next one, Brood Terror. Straight up want to paint this thing so much. This is actually the model that I've been the most excited about seeing, and without a doubt one of the ones I will get painted up first. So this is a 5 out of 5, 100%. This thing is just terrifying. But yeah, this thing is horrendous. It was previewed at one of the preview events. I mean, it's just grotesque in the best way possible. It looks like they've just taken a machine and a giant rat and just stretched the skin over the machine and then just stuck another head on that. Very Skaven-y. Next up, we have the Warp Spark Weapon Battery. You've got 3 different options for these weapon teams. I believe you could do them all as one or a mix of all of them. I'd probably do a mix of all of them just for some variety, to be honest. This is, again, another very, very nice model. I've kind of painted something similar to these guys with these, I always call them Jezebels. Painted them up, they were very nice to paint up. I'm probably gonna do them in a very, very similar fashion to these guys. So these guys are all sitting at the back of the table. In terms of my excitement to paint them, I'd say a 3. Very, very cool, but not top of the list. Next up, the Arch Warlock. This is a single character. There's something very nice about painting up single characters, the fact that you can just spend time just on one thing. A lot of my videos and a lot of my painting is a little bit time pressured because of these videos, like the Box to Boards challenge, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out my Box to Board challenge on the new Skaven type box, check that out. This is where I got all these original models. This guy looks cool. He's got a big, like, Freddy Krueger looking claw, big sniper rifle / halberd looking thing. Very cool. Probably like a 3.5, not like dying to paint that one, but yeah, pretty keen. Next up, the Doom Flayers. Now these are ones that I just think are cool. These are just big metal balls with a bunch of spikes in them that Skaven have decided to ride into battle. I feel like I don't need to say any more than that. Very, very, very cool model. They look like they'd be very easy to paint. A bunch of these flying all over the board. Very cool. This has got to be up there with the models I'm very keen to paint. I'd say a 4.5 for that one. Next up, we have the Warplock Galvanier. So I believe he jumps into teams like the heavy weapons teams. I think just all around cool little figure. Yeah. Not much else to say. 3.5, 3 for that one. That one's cool, but not like really Jimmy in my jangles, I'll not lie. Kritok Fileblade. Now this is a model that I'm very keen to paint up. This has got to be like a 5 out of 5 because there's red in it. So yeah, big fan of red. And this guy has red armor. Oh, we're so early in the video and we've already got a chef's kiss. I love it. He has a weapon that has the soul of a demon in it that he makes deals with at the start of a game or the start of a battle to, I think it's like, if you allow me to survive this battle, I'll let you out. I'll release your soul 20 years earlier, something like that. I love it when the lore is really represented on the battlefield. The warp grinder. This thing is basically something that tunnels into the ground and can pop up, and I believe that it can bring a unit behind it. Nice bit of like warp crystal at the end of it, or warp stone that look like it could be really fun and really set off the model. So that one has got to be up there. That's like a 4 out of 5. We've got the Master Molder. Now this guy is going to be the one that will stick with your Rat Ogres, the Brood Terrors, anything big and anything that looks like it's been stitched together. Very, very cool model. He's got another little tiny rat on his shoulder, which works thematically because he's a molder, a Master Molder. And this thing is like loading his pistol. Whoever designed this guy, beautiful model. Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a 4.5 as well, maybe a 5. Storm Vermin. Now these guys are going to go with our little promising rat chunker boy here. These are the upgrades from the clan rats. The clan rats are what I would imagine just peasants. They're just very untrained foot soldiers. Now these guys, much more heavily armored, much better equipped as well. And from what I can tell, they're bigger. I'm just going to compare them to the set. Yeah, they are considerably bigger. The standard clan rats. These are 5 out of 5, 100%. These guys, I want to paint them the most. And last, but definitely not least, probably one of the coolest centerpiece models that I've seen in a while. This guy ties with Usharan, the model from Soulblight? No, Flesh Eater Courts. Another incredible looking centerpiece model. I mean, this model, just beautiful in a weird way, but you know what I mean. It's just incredibly well designed. It's imposing. It's just a cool looking model. And this is, again, gotta be a 5 out of 5. 4.5 actually, because big models like this give you the fear. The fear of, I'm gonna mess this up. That's a 4.5. I always have that hesitation when it comes to models like that. Now, obviously I would love to be able to paint all of these up for Saturday, but I don't have the time, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to let dice decide what I'm gonna paint. So let's do that, shall we? This is how we're going to decide which models I'm going to paint. Now, each of these are going to represent a number on a D3. So if I roll a 1 and a 2, it's going to be this guy. 3 and a 4, it's going to be this guy. And a 5 and a 6 is going to be this guy. And that goes across these 3 as well. Let's decide which model I'm going to paint, shall we? Let's roll some dice, shall we? Let me know what you think in the comments about which ones you would want to paint up first, or which ones you are looking to get your hands on as well. 1 and 2 is going to be this guy. 3 and a 4 is going to be this guy. And a 5 and a 6 is going to be this. So what have we got? We rolled a 3, so that's going to be the warp grinder straight out of the gates. I'm actually pretty damn happy about that. All right, come on, 3 to 4. Oh, a 1. Okay, hey, tell you what, I'm actually pretty damn happy with that. That was a win-win, that one. Here, so let's see, what are we gonna get? A 1. Globadiers. So let's go and build these models, shall we? These are my 3 kits that I'm going to paint up for this video. I actually am really excited to paint up all of these. The Globadiers look like they're going to be pretty simple, so hopefully a little bit of a faster model. And then these 2 models, a lot of metallics, so that's going to be fun. By the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. We are a rat's whisker away from hitting 10,000 subscribers. And if you haven't liked the video already, please do that as well. If you want to suggest this to someone who you know has a plastic crack addiction, just like all of us, welcome them to the More Warhammer family by sharing this video with them. But without further delay, let's build some models, shall we? And with that, I would like to quote the old adage that having more rats is a good thing.
You said that?
No one said that. This has been a very, very enjoyable project. This was without a doubt the tightest time crunch that I've produced a video in. And honestly, I wanted to try this because I want to upload more often. I want to really pour as much of my time into this hobby and this channel as much as I can. And a massive way of you helping me do that is becoming one of my Patreons. So if you could spare £3 a month, it would go a long way in helping me make that a reality and upload more often. Also, I want to say a massive thank you to Everything Airbrush. They are the official sponsors of my channel now, in the way of they're going to supply me with any supplies I need to make these projects come together, and I'm really, really excited to be working with them. They actually sent me the brand new Airbrush, which I'm going to go into in a little bit more detail in another video. I just didn't have the time in this one, but honestly, having that massively sped up this process. I've actually got a code as well if you want to check in to the description below. There's a code there, Ben10, that's going to get you 10% off all the products in their range. And with that being said, I'm gonna go help my fellow brothers kill some heretics and Xenos. Oh, 1 second. Forgot my helmet. I'm coming, brothers! I'm coming!